How's it going, everyone, and welcome to the first episode of the West Ham United career mode. Finally, we are getting down to some FIFA 17 videos, and the first series that I'm going to be bringing you is the West Ham United career mode. Before we do get into anything though, if we can try and smash over 200 likes for this first episode, that would be greatly appreciated. I'm planning to make this series 2 or 3 seasons long, maybe even longer as well, depending on the support I receive. Before we do get into the career mode, we will also take a little look at the board expectations. And by the looks of things, they've got domestic success and brand exposure set to high, so that's going to be a priority for me. Continental success and youth development is at a medium, so it's not really high priority, but I will try and be developing some of the young players at the club regardless, and also bringing in a couple as well in the transfer window. Obviously, financial is set to low. We don't really have the biggest budget of all the teams in the Premier League, only 53 million. I say only, that's still a lot of money to play with. And of course, we are playing at the brand new Olympic Stadium, or as they call it in this game, the London Stadium. I do like the new manager customization. I think that's a really good option. We're going to be going with these options, and we're going to get right into the career mode now. Even though we did get knocked out by a team of farmers for the second consecutive year running, we will be putting ourselves in the Europa League. And we are in Group K for the Europa League, with the teams that we have being Genk, Midtjylland, and also Spartak Moscow, I think that is. We are also going to be playing on Legendary from the get-go in this series, because I think it is important to challenge ourselves. We have 3 different pre-season tournament invites here, but I think it only makes sense really to go with the one that offers the most prize money. I haven't really discussed yet what the main aim of this series is going to be, but I'm hoping in 3 or 4 seasons time that we can get West Ham to one of the best clubs in England, and I'm hoping in that time that we can get West Ham into the Champions League, win the Premier League and also the Champions League with them. And if we can do that, that's really the main aim of the series. But now that we've got into the career mode, we're going to take a little look at the squad that we've got to play with. In real life, West Ham did sign quite a few first team quality players, so I'm not really going to be signing too many players in this first transfer window. By the looks of things, we need a better backup goalkeeper, because Darren Randolph probably isn't going to be good enough. Adrian will probably be our first choice keeper without a doubt, because he is a really good player, and he's actually 80 rated this year, which is a fair rating for him. I'll probably look to loan out or sell Rafael Spiegel, because I don't think he'll get too much game time. At the right back position, we obviously did sign Alvaro Arbeloa on deadline day, so he is a good addition to the club. Now, this is a bit of a dilemma really, because I'm not sure who I'm going to be using. I think Arbeloa might be a good player, but I would prefer to use Bayern. He's certainly a better right back option for the future than Arbeloa, and I think with a bit of training as well, he will be a really good player for the future. At centre back here, we have a lot of good options at our disposal, but I probably will look to sell on James Collins. I think it goes without saying that our first choice centre back pairing is going to be Winston Reid and Ogbonna. I certainly will be training Reece Oxford a lot, and he's probably going to be in the first team picture a lot more than James Collins. We also have Reece Burke out on loan at Wigan, so he's a good option for the future when he comes back from loan. Left back doesn't really seem to be a problem, because we have Masuaku, who's a good player for the future, as well as Cresswell. Both of these players being really solid options, and I'm not really too sure who I will be starting out of the two. I certainly will be learning out this guy though. He's only 16 years old though, so he will be a good player for the future. Currently at the club, we have 3 CDMs that we could be using. We've got Kuyate, who can also play as a central midfielder. We've got Nordveit, who is also very, very versatile, and I think he will be a good squad player. And then we've also got Pedro Obiang as well, who I probably, I'm not really too sure about him at the moment, to be honest. I might sell him, I might keep him. I'm still a bit undecided on that one. Maybe you guys can let me know in the comments down below. You could argue that Antonio is actually a right back, but I'm not going to be like Bilic and play him there. I'm probably more likely to play him on the wing. For the right mids that we have at the club, we've got 3 really good options. We've got Antonio, who is a very, very good player. We've also got Tora as well, who recently arrived from Besiktas on loan. We also did sign Andre Ayew as well, but I might actually be playing him as a central midfielder instead. And of course, I can't forget the fact we've got Mr. West Ham in the squad as well, Mark Noble. For the left mid position, I was thinking that we may need to sign another left midfielder, but then again, we've got players like Andre Ayew who can play there, and also Gökhan Tora as well. We've got some really, really good talent at the central attacking midfield position as well. Lanzini, a very, very good cam. I really enjoyed using him last year. Our new signing from FC Sion as well, Edemilson Fernandez. I don't really know too much about this guy, and I may potentially loan him out because I don't think he'll get the game time he needs. I will certainly be loaning out Marcus Brown, arguably one of the brightest talents at West Ham at the moment. And then we look at the striker positions. We've got quite a lot of players here, that's for sure. We've got a few players that we brought in on loan. I probably will be loaning out out Ashley Fletcher. I'm a bit undecided on that one yet. I will certainly be loaning out Tony Martinez and also Parfit Williams as well. I'm definitely looking to sell a couple of our strikers because we've got a few in here that we just don't need. We've got way too many at the club. I probably will be selling Diafra Sacco, and I may actually recall Enner Valencia and sell him on as well. So that's the squad that we've got to play with. A very, very good one indeed, but I still feel like we need to make some signings here and there. And it's quite interesting to see here that West Ham have set out an objective that they want to increase their brand exposure, which is understandable. It looks like they want me to sign world-class players if it's possible, because they've set a target for me to earn 38 million from player shirts. And if you want to read this email on our visions and expectations, then you can do. Just feel free to pause the video, but I'm not really going to be looking at this too much. And since we're on the topic of signing players, here is a little look at my shortlist of a few players that I've drafted up. I feel like right at this moment in time, we don't really need to make too many signings, but I still have a few players on my shortlist I'd like to sign. For goalkeeper, I would like to bring in a better backup goalkeeper for the future, and we've got two goalkeepers here, Stefanos Capino and also Alban Lafont. Both goalkeepers are very, very young, and they would be good options for the future. I've only put one right back on the shortlist because I'm still a bit unsure as to whether I should sign another right back or not. We were linked with Dominic Iorfa in real life, and I certainly wouldn't be against signing him. We've then got 3 centre-back options, and I feel like we do need to really strengthen that position because we are lacking a bit of depth in that position. We've got the Turkish centre-back here, Toprak, who's a very, very good option, a really good-looking centre-back. He's got 5-star weak foot as well, which is really, really useful actually for a centre-back. We also have a couple of other players here that we could sign. We've got Corluka, who is a bit old and a bit slow, but I think he is quite realistic. Obviously, being a former Spurs player, he may not want to sign for us in real life, but I did like the look of him and thought he was a really good aggressive-looking centre-back. We also have Kostas Manolas as well, who's probably a bit out of our reach, but he looks like a really, really good player this year. He's got great pace and really good defending stats, and I think he would be the best option out of the 3. And then up front, of course, we're going with Carlos Bacca and also Alexandre Lacazette. I know we've got a lot of strikers at the club already, but we don't really have a standout world-class one, and I think getting Carlos Bacca or even Lacazette would be very good options for us. And I will actually approach to sign Carlos Bacca straight away. I'm going to go ahead and offer 27 million plus the Diafra Sacco and see if they're interested in that. I'm also going to make an offer for Toprak as well because I think we need a bit of quality in our back line. And I will start with a 25 million bid and see what Leverkusen do say. And for the time being, these will be the players that I will be training in the training sessions. But if you think I should be training anyone in particular, do let me know in the comments down below. And already we have emails back from Leverkusen and Milan about the players we've gone in for. And it looks like for Toprak, they want a lot of money. They want 40 million, which is almost double his valuation. I will go ahead and offer 30 million, but I don't really want to go too much higher than that. And the same goes for Carlos Bacca. They want 46 million for him plus the Diafra Sacco, which is ridiculous. I will go ahead and offer 32 million plus the Diafra Sacco and see what they do say. We do have the first pre-season tournament game, and I will be simming this one up against Villarreal. I'll probably be playing some of the pre-season tournament games in the next episode, but for now, we will be simming this one. And we're going with a bit of a rotated lineup, with starting a few youngsters here and there in the team, and hopefully that will be good enough to get us a win. And we do end up winning this one 1-0 with Payet getting the only goal of the game, so that's a very good way to start off this series. And after that pre-season game has been simmed, we do see that we have a transfer offer accepted for Toprak. £30 million is a pretty good deal in my opinion, and we will go ahead and offer him a contract. We're not going to be offering a squad role for him, we'll just offer a 3-year deal and see if he does accept it. Milan are not budging on Carlos Bacca though, which is a bit disappointing. I'll try one final offer of 35 million, but if they don't accept that, I'm going to be going for other targets instead. So this will be where I end off the first episode of this career mode, and hopefully I have enjoyed. I know there hasn't been any gameplay in this episode, but I promise in the next episode we will be getting stuck into some gameplay, and we will also try and make some signings as well with your guys' feedback. If we can get this episode to over 200 likes, that would be greatly appreciated, and I will try and get you guys an episode out tomorrow of this series because I'm really enjoying it so far. But apart from that guys, I'm going to have to leave it there, and I'll see you next time for another video. Thanks for watching.